Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing another video on Middle-earth Shadow of War. Today I have 5 reasons you should be hyped for it, because I'm certainly hyped for this. I kind of did a video like this with the Ezio collection, and I just do it for games that I'm kind of interested in, really. It's kind of a thing now, I guess, but this is 5 reasons you should be hyped for Middle-earth Shadow of War in no particular order. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video, guys. So first of all, one of the reasons I think everyone should be hyped is because it carries the story, characters, world, and all the elements that we love from the first game over onto Shadow of War as well. Now, the characters and the world and the story wasn't the best, but there's definitely room for improvement there. So if they do write a great story for Shadow of War, then it will just be great, because we've got characters that we're already familiar with, and a story that we're already familiar with, and they could just make everything better. There's definitely room for improvement, but I believe they will definitely improve on everything that was present in the first game. But yeah, I'm glad they decided to stick with Talion and Celebrimbor's story, because it was interesting, and there was definitely plot points in the first game that interested me, and there's so many things they could do with the story of the game, and I really hope that in Shadow of War they improve the story elements, because the gameplay elements in the first game were very prominent. It had great gameplay, fun mechanics, obviously had the Nemesis system that I'll get onto later, but the story was where it was kind of weak. None of the characters I really cared about that much, and every story mission, especially with the kind of like the human NPCs in the game, it was very boring, and it was kind of just helping a guy to get to the next cutscene that wasn't really interesting, because the characters weren't really done awfully well in the first game. There were a few that were great, like Talion was pretty good, Celebrimbor was good, Ratbag the Orc was good as well, but like overall, the story and characters in the first game weren't awfully interesting and didn't intrigue me an awful lot, but the gameplay is the best aspect of the first game. Another reason to be hyped is that the game has RPG elements more so than the first game, so kind of stuff as armor and weapons. Now, I've already talked about this in my last Middle-earth Shadow of War video, but I'm really excited to see more armor customization and weapon customization in the next game, because that's something I've always loved in games. I absolutely love customization. Like, I can't get enough of it, and the fact that in the next game we'll have sword customization, just weapon customization in general, and armor customization, just it excites me, because it means there'll be more content and more progression in the game, because I love seeing my character and his weapons and armor progress throughout the game. It's just really awesome, because you get more powerful, you get more gear, more weapons, and you know, it's just great. It's great. So it's good to see RPG aspects like that kind of making more of a prominent appearance in the next game, because it does add to the RPG experience. Because, you know, the first game, it was lacking in some areas, had great gameplay, but the areas where it was lacking was kind of customization and characters, and it's good that they're rectifying the kind of mistakes they made in terms of customization in the first game. There was some customization, don't get me wrong, you kind of changed the outfit of Talion, you could add to the weapons, add runes and stuff, but there was no customization. You couldn't necessarily change the weapons outright, whereas in this game it seems like there will be weapon customization and armor customization, which can get different gear sets throughout the game, which makes me very happy. Another reason to be hyped for Middle-earth Shadow of War is that the previous Nemesis system that was very prominent in the first game is being completely stepped up in this game. Like, everything's being improved in terms of like the variety of Uruk that you can fight, like their different personalities. They're so much more extensive, as we've seen in the gameplay demo, the different characters, how they can come back to life. Sauron can bring them back, and they can be even more powerful than they were before. It's just really cool to see how they've improved everything, because I didn't think that the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor could get any better. Like, I couldn't think of anything that would make it better, but they've somehow seemed to have stepped it up so much and had different like archetypes of Uruk that you can fight, like the normal Uruk that can come back, and then you've got the Overlords as well that are part of the Nemesis system, and that's kind of like a whole new sect to the Nemesis system. Like, you've got the original one where you have like the war chiefs and stuff, but then you've got the Overlords and their bases that you can attack, which adds so much more depth to the Nemesis system as a whole, and it makes me really happy to see it. They've gotten everything that was wrong with it and improved it, and just made everything so much better. There's also more weaknesses and more ways of taking out the different Nemesis that you have as well, which is really cool, because they've just added so much more to the system. Like, as if it wasn't good already, they've added so much more to it, and it's nice to see how they've improved every aspect of the game. There's also more orc diversity in Middle-earth Shadow of War, meaning that there's like different types of tribes that your Uruk can come from. So you've got possibly some tribes could be better with cavalry and animals and stuff like that, whereas others could be more like fire-based or pirate-based, where they steal things from other people in the Middle-earth world. But this is just really cool. It's really fucking cool because it shows how much they've added in terms of your allies. Like, you've even got the huge orcs that can help you, and they're just like really big, wearing this armor, and they can be used against your enemies as well, and that's really cool to see that they've added more archetypes of Uruk that can fight with you. Not only this, when you take out an overlord and then put your own orc in charge of that region, when they become an overlord, that'll change the whole region. So say if you put someone that's in charge of cavalry in charge of the fortress as this new overlord, then there'll be more animals in that area, so you can have more caragors or stuff like that, like more mounts to ride. And also, when they also become the overlord, their armor and the different accessories that they wear will also be reflective of their background. So say if there's a pirate, like kind of pirate tribe that you put in charge of that fortress, they will be wearing like golden items that they have stolen from other creatures in the Middle-earth world. You can also send orcs to spy on an overlord in their fortress, and this can kind of tip the scales in your favor. If you find yourself in a sticky situation, this spy can actually unsuspectedly be able to take out the person that's causing you trouble. This is seen in the 16 minutes of gameplay that we got, in which one of the friendly orcs was able to take out the nemesis that was attacking Talion. Overall, it's just really cool to see the detail they've gone into and the effort that they've put into this nemesis system, and how they've revamped everything that was awesome in the first game and added so much more to it and just built on that. Last but not least, we have more explorable areas. Now, as you all know, in the first Middle-earth game, the explorable areas weren't that great or interesting at all. It was kind of a very muddy area in kind of the more harsher areas of Mordor, and then the second area was a more grassy, kind of populated area, but it was just not that interesting at all. Like, they served a purpose in which you could just search for the war chiefs and kill them accordingly, but they weren't awfully interesting, not very in-depth, not an awful lot of side quests, and there weren't actually many people there that could give you quests in general, so it was just a very barren place filled with a bunch of collectibles that didn't really do anything for you, and a bunch of orcs as well. So there wasn't an awful lot to do in these explorable locations, but in Middle-earth Shadow of War, it seems that they've kind of tweaked this a bit, and each region that is explorable, I'm pretty sure there's 4 explorable regions, do correct me if I get this wrong, but each of them are 3 times bigger than the 2 regions in Shadow of Mordor combined. So there's 4 regions, and each of them is 3 times bigger than the 2 regions in Shadow of Mordor. So that's kind of mental to think about that, really. I really do hope they fill it with content, because remember, there's also a possibility that it might just be filled with absolutely nothing. But I trust they'll make it interesting in some way after their experiences with the first game. And I hope they add a proper side quest system, which there's quest givers and awesome quests that you can do, because that's something that was really missing from the first game, and it will really add to that RPG experience if there are quest givers and side quests instead of just these like Nemesis missions that are great. Don't get me wrong, I do love the Nemesis missions, they're fucking amazing. But it'd also be quite cool if there were quests, side quests, that help the human characters and build the human side of things, because I get that the game is all about, you know, the battle for Mordor and everything like that. But it would also be cool if they did build up the human side of things and get some human characters that we can get attached to in a way, because the human characters in Shadow of Mordor were completely just useless. They were awful. I didn't like any of them. You know, the only human character I liked was Talion, and he's the main character. Obviously, you meant to like him in most games. So, you know, I really liked if they built on the human relationship that Talion has with other humans in the world through side quests and through main quests as well. But yeah, there's not really much else I can talk about. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe for more content in the future. And also, remember to comment down in the comment section below and tell me what you think of Middle-earth Shadow of War and the reasons why you're personally hyped for it. Also, I want to apologise to you guys, I haven't been uploading as much as I should be recently. I've been really busy over the last couple of days, and video ideas are getting slightly difficult, so that's the only reason I haven't been uploading. I will definitely be uploading again now, like this is my once every other day upload schedule that I usually do, so you guys can expect uploads every other day like I usually do, and it's just going to be great. Don't you guys worry about that at all. I'm back to uploading and everything's going to be great. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!